Last night, you were flying over a city, or maybe you were running from something, and no matter how fast you moved, your legs felt like they were stuck in cement. Or perhaps you showed up to an important exam completely unprepared, and then you woke up, heart pounding, sweating, staring at your ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering, what was that about? Here's what most people don't know. That dream wasn't random noise. It wasn't your brain glitching. That dream was your subconscious mind trying to tell you something. Something you haven't had the time or maybe the courage to face while you were awake. Welcome. Today we are diving deep into the psychology of dreams. What they mean, why your brain creates them, what the most common dreams are secretly telling you, and what happens when you learn to actually listen to them. This might just be the most fascinating journey you take into your own mind. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will never look at your dreams the same way again. Let's start with the basics. What actually is a dream? Every single night, assuming you are getting a full cycle of sleep, your brain goes through something called REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. This usually happens in cycles, starting about 90 minutes after you fall asleep, and it gets longer and more intense as the night goes on. During REM sleep, your brain is almost as active as it is when you are fully awake. Your eyes move rapidly beneath your eyelids. Your body is temporarily paralyzed, which scientists believe is a protective mechanism so you don't physically act out what you're dreaming. And your mind is creating entire worlds. Neuroscientists have found that during dreams, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic, critical thinking, and rational decision-making, becomes much less active. But the limbic system, which governs emotions, memories, and instincts, goes into overdrive. This is why dreams feel so emotionally real, so vivid, so urgent, even when the content is completely bizarre. Your emotional brain is running the show while your rational brain takes a back seat. Now here's where it gets genuinely fascinating. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, believed that dreams were the royal road to the unconscious. He argued in his groundbreaking 1899 work that every dream is a form of wish fulfillment, that your sleeping mind is processing desires, fears, and repressed thoughts that you cannot or will not confront while awake. Freud divided dreams into two layers: the manifest content, which is the actual story of the dream as you remember it, and the latent content, which is the hidden psychological meaning underneath. Carl Jung, one of Freud's most brilliant students, who later went on to develop his own school of psychology, took this even further. Jung believed that dreams weren't just personal. He thought they tapped into what he called the collective unconscious, a shared psychological layer of symbols, archetypes, and patterns that all humans carry inside them regardless of culture or background. That's why people across the world, who have never met each other, dream about the same kinds of things: falling, being chased, losing teeth, flying. These aren't coincidences. These are the universal language of the human psyche. So let's talk about those universal dreams, the ones almost everyone has experienced, and what modern psychology says they actually mean. The falling dream. You're standing somewhere high, or you simply step off into nothing and you feel that terrifying drop. You jolt awake before you hit the ground. Research suggests that falling dreams are often linked to feelings of anxiety, loss of control, or insecurity in waking life. When something in your real life feels unstable, a relationship, a job, your sense of self, your brain processes that emotional turbulence as a literal fall during sleep. It's your subconscious dramatizing the feeling that the ground has dropped out from under you. Being chased. This is one of the most commonly reported dreams across all cultures and age groups. You're running. Something or someone is behind you. You can't escape. Psychologists interpret chase dreams as a sign that you are avoiding something in your waking life. It could be a difficult conversation you keep putting off, a responsibility you're running from, a fear you refuse to face. The chaser in your dream often represents exactly what you are refusing to confront. And here is the powerful insight. Therapists who work with recurring nightmares sometimes encourage people to turn around in the dream and face what is chasing them. The results can be life-changing. Teeth falling out. This one causes enormous anxiety in the people who experience it. You're talking, smiling, and suddenly your teeth are crumbling or falling out one by one. Psychologists associate this dream with concerns about appearance, fear of embarrassment, loss of confidence, or anxiety about how others perceive you. In some interpretations, teeth represent power and communication, so losing them can symbolize a fear of losing your voice, your influence, or your ability to express yourself. Flying dreams are on the other end of the emotional spectrum. For many people, flying in a dream is one of the most exhilarating experiences they will ever have. Psychology links flying dreams to feelings of freedom, ambition, and liberation. If you've recently broken free from a stressful situation, achieved something meaningful, or feel a powerful sense of momentum in your life, don't be surprised if you find yourself soaring through the sky in your sleep. Your subconscious is celebrating. The classic exam dream, showing up unprepared, forgetting everything you studied, sitting in a test you haven't studied for. Even people who graduated decades ago still have this one. It typically signals performance anxiety and a deep fear of being judged and found inadequate. Interestingly, research has found that this dream is most common not just in students, but in high-achieving adults who place intense pressure on themselves. Your brain is rehearsing the worst-case scenario as a way of processing the stress of wanting to succeed. Now, one of the most extraordinary concepts in dream psychology is something called lucid dreaming, the ability to become aware that you are dreaming while you are still inside the dream. And once you're aware, you can sometimes take control. Researchers at institutions like the Max Planck Institute have confirmed that lucid dreaming is a real, measurable neurological state. In a lucid dream, the prefrontal cortex, remember, the logical part that goes quiet during normal dreams, reactivates partially, giving you self-awareness even while your emotional brain continues generating the dream world. Lucid dreaming is being studied not just as a curiosity, but as a genuine therapeutic tool. People with recurring nightmares, including those suffering from PTSD, have used lucid dreaming techniques to rewrite the narrative of their most terrifying dreams. Instead of being helpless, they learn to step into the dream with awareness and change the outcome. The psychological impact of this kind of dream work can be profound, but you don't need to become a lucid dreamer to benefit from paying attention to your dreams. Even simple dream journaling, keeping a notebook by your bed and writing down what you remember the moment you wake up, can reveal patterns that illuminate your inner emotional world. Over time, you begin to notice what triggers certain dreams, what symbols keep appearing, what emotions keep surfacing. You start having a conversation with yourself that you didn't even know you needed. Modern neuroscience has also suggested that dreams play a critical role in memory consolidation and emotional processing. While you dream, your brain is essentially doing a nightly filing job, sorting through the experiences, emotions, and information from the day, deciding what to store, what to discard, and how to make sense of what happened. This is why, after a good night of deep, dreaming sleep, difficult emotions often feel more manageable. Your brain has literally processed them overnight. Matthew Walker, one of the world's leading sleep scientists and author of the bestseller Why We Sleep, describes dreaming as a form of overnight therapy. He argues that REM sleep allows us to revisit painful memories and emotional experiences in a neurochemical environment that is stripped of the stress hormones present when those events first happened. In other words, dreaming helps you heal. So what does all of this mean for you? It means that the strange, vivid, sometimes frightening movie playing in your mind every night is not meaningless. It is one of the most honest conversations you will ever have with yourself. It bypasses your defenses, your rationalizations, your carefully constructed self-image, and speaks in the raw language of emotion, symbol, and instinct. Your dreams know what you are anxious about before you consciously admit it. They know what you're avoiding, what you're longing for, what is quietly breaking your heart, and what is silently filling you with joy. They are your subconscious mind sending up a flare, saying, "Pay attention. Something important is happening inside you." So tonight, before you sleep, set an intention. Tell yourself you want to remember. Keep a notebook within reach. And when you wake up, whether it's at 3 a.m. from something terrifying or slowly in the morning with fragments of a strange story dissolving like mist, write it down. Don't judge it. Don't dismiss it. Just listen. Because your dreams are not trying to confuse you. They are trying to know you. And the moment you start listening to them, you will begin to understand yourself in ways you never thought possible. If you found this video valuable, please like it and share it with someone who has ever woken up from a dream and thought, "What on earth was that?" And subscribe if you want to keep exploring the psychology of the human mind, because there is so much more to discover. I'll see you in the next one.